Hello and welcome to Success Stories. Success Stories is that show where students of Excel share their journey of passing CS exam. Today is a very special episode. We have Anuja with us who has completed CS, who is going to become a member very soon. That is CS Anuja. Hello and welcome, CS Anuja.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Thank you.
So, congratulations, you have
kind
completed your professional, you have completed your articleship. Now you're about to get your membership.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Very nice to see. And best thing about Anuja is we'll be asking her about her entire journey. We have other guests who passed executive or who passed one module in professional or CSAP. But in Anuja's case, we have seen her right from the time she was in executive. She has completed everything now, and that will be a great thing. First thing, how did you feel when you finally completed?
It was an overwhelming feeling. It took me a couple of days to absorb that now finally I'm done with this and now I'm going to be a CS official.
Great. See, especially for people who are watching it, don't think everything is a rosy journey. So can you tell us briefly about from foundation to professional, what are the hurdles you faced and how did you face it?
Yeah. Actually, after 10th, I enrolled into commerce stream, and at that time I was just exploring, and few people, chartered accountants and everyone just told me that this is a course that you can surely explore, and if you're interested in, I was really interested in theory subject. I was never interested in mathematics or anything of that sort. So for in my 11th and 12th, I was just exploring it, and we had this subject called secretarial practice. It was like a very brief introduction of what we learn in the course, what a joint stock company is and how the working would be. At that time, I was really interested. My first reaction was very interesting, and this is something I would definitely love to pursue. So after that, I enrolled into foundation. Simultaneously, I was doing my BCom degree as well. And in foundation also, I have heard from many people, it's really tough. You need to invest a lot of time. You need to study for 8 hours and everything. So that was really overwhelming, because before that, I had never had such a rigorous study routine or anything. So foundation, it was more about being scared about it is a new thing and everything. Foundation I cleared in my first attempt. I didn't expect it. I was really scared. After that, in my executive group one, actually my group one first attempt was all about trying to group and understand what the course is about, because foundation and executive, it's like entire different level. Foundation was MCQ and it was like really easy. I felt that after coming to executive. So group one, I failed horribly in my first attempt. After that, actually, I enrolled into Excel classes as well. For company law, I took up the classes, and other things I did on my own, and a little bit coaching from Satara also. So that was really nice. Like that was a upgradation experience, because company law, especially your classes, were extremely helpful. Not just exam from the exam point of view, but I got to know the practical side of it, and that made me really more interesting. That also made me enroll into my internship also, that I got to know that practical thing is completely different, and it is as important to know that side as well.
Correct.
So that in executive, I took a couple of attempts. Then professional was a different challenge altogether, because in executive, I had developed this habit that I could sit for long hours and study. That was done. But in professional, what I got to know in my first attempt is the expectation of institutes are really high. Like I used to study from my executive point of view, but even that was not enough. So at every step, the course is designed that way that you have to upgrade yourself. And if you don't, you're not going to pass. That is something that I observed.
Before we even go ahead, for everybody who's watching this, just observe all the ups and downs which Anuja has gone through, and everyone else, whoever does this course, there are a lot of ups and downs, but end of the day, it is really worth it.
It is
So,
very completely worth it.
Anuj, can you tell us, like, first thing is like which books you used to study? Everyone thinks we should study some other books. So, which books did you study?
Actually, even I had heard this from my seniors that you can go to reference books and everything. But in my first executive group one attempt itself, I realized that there is no alternative and no shortcut to study material.
Correct, correct. No
You have
shortcut.
to stick by it.
Excellent.
And not just not just being thorough to the study material. What I've realized is if you keep on rereading and just having short glimpse of it after you have studied, the language of the study material and everything, it reflects in your answers. And that really helps in scoring.
Great. So one more question now that you finished your entire journey is many people watching this might have not cleared an attempt and other things like that. And you have already seen everything, passing, failing, then finally clearing, completing the whole course. So whenever you did not clear or whenever you felt down or whenever you felt stuck, I'm sure you would have got negative thoughts like everybody else.
Yeah.
How did you face that? What did you do?
First thing that after genuinely after failing, after looking at the result that I have not cleared, it was really hard to stay calm and be composed after that. But one thing that I always had in mind is I have to complete this. I had so many people who dropped out from CS as well. Correct. But I never wanted to do that. And
so there, if I may interrupt, what kept you motivated? Because like you said, many people, even in my foundation, there were 40 people, only 3 of us finally cleared it. So what kept you motivated to?
Actually, there were many factors, not one. Like there were my parents, my friends, my seniors. I had a friend who had completed chartered accountant as well as company secretary. So he used to give exams like in May he used to write, and he used to write in June. He used to write in November and in December. So that was a good motivation. Like if he can do so much, I have 6 months to study. And before my internship, I had whole time to study. Like no office, no other distractions, whole and soul CS. So that was a great motivation. My family has been a very strong support. They were like, you can do it. This is a long journey, even if you fail in one attempt. And Ekcel Academy has always been a huge support. Through classes also, I used to talk to you after my result, or even small videos. I used to come across something that used to hit me at that point. I had some negative thoughts and it was addressed to exactly same things. So that was really helpful. There were many factors, and through Ekcel Academy and after getting into my training, what I got to know was the picture that I'm going to see after getting the degree. So that was a big motivation. See, like this is what I'm going to achieve, and these are the things that I'm going to have once I clear the rough phase. So that was a good motivation.
So now, since you brought up the topic of Excel, tell us a little bit about, because what I particularly remember is correcting your papers for company law. You had not got good marks, then you took coaching and we corrected papers. So can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that was for my group 1 company law. That was like a turning point in my journey, I would say, because I had cleared foundation in my first attempt. I was really happy. It was easy. I had scored well as well. But after getting my results, what I realized first thing was I need to restructure everything. Everything is wrong right now. I need to approach each subject. I need to understand what I need to do for each subject, and only then I'm going to pass. So with company law, actually, I was really scared because that was my favorite subject and that was the subject I had scored least in. So that was really a bad feeling back then. But I studied for 1 full month. I think I remember around February is the results come. For March, I was studying for company law only. And I decided like, in April I would switch to other subject. But in April itself, I was surfing through YouTube and I got a notification that Ekcel Academy has this company law classes coming out. I was really confused. Like, I just studied for company law and I need to focus on other subjects. But I watched that demo lecture and what I felt is, this is what I need and this is the knowledge that I need. So I enrolled into the classes, and that was a really enriching experience. Like, not just exam wise, but it helped me bring in a practical perspective. It helped me in my training. It helped me in my professional also, like the things that I had learned from there. After that, also in professional, I took up classes. I took up for secretariat audit, for CRVI, for RCDNR. That was a very challenging subject. But Abhishek sir's classes I took there, that was also very helpful, and like it gave me perspective for my other law subjects as well. And for governance also I took up classes. So that was extremely helpful. That was a strong support throughout the journey.
Okay, great, great. So now tell us one thing, since you told many people dropped out, and in fact, just before that, for people who are watching this, just now, whatever Anuja said, the best part is she reinvented herself. When she realized that she got very less marks in company law, she realized she has to restructure everything and start with a fresh approach.
Yeah.
So this is what I'd like to tell people who are watching it. Don't do the same mistake again. Again, you're going to get the same result. So coming to Anuja, since you know many of your friends left the course and they didn't pursue, what do you think common mistakes that students are doing in their preparation?
The very first thing that comes to my mind is they do not refer to the study material, or they do not go into its depths. They read the study material, but naturally after a foundation, when you come to executive, study material is definitely overwhelming. The number of pages, you have never seen that kind of bulky studies in your earlier life. But as you read it, you get used to it. So that is one thing I feel. And another thing is not understanding what institute is expecting at each stage and in each subject, because they expect different things at different levels, and every subject has its own approach. You cannot have same approach for all the subjects, and unless and until you get it right, you don't clear the exams. They have ensured that, is what I feel.
Correct. Very good. So tell us a little bit about, did you write and practice, or did you directly go for exam? Generally, what was your approach before exams?
Actually, earlier I never used to write a lot. I just used to read. What I used to feel is I need to read more. I have not studied enough that I can write the answers. But I've watched your videos also, that one thing that you kept on insisting is you have to write, because you have to write in exams. Then in preparations also you have to write. So writing practice is something I inculcated, and that helped me a lot. Like time planning is also something that I've understood during the mock test, that it is extremely important. And that is the key, especially in professional, we have 2 open book subjects. So their time planning is everything. If you don't plan well, it's really difficult to clear.
Great.
Writing practice.
In fact, when you said mock, I remember, especially in executive, we gave the mock to everyone, but not everyone wrote it. So one of the few people who wrote it was you. Of course, it was quite a few years ago, before COVID.
Yeah.
And also, I remember you asked the questions on where the correction should be made, how I should improve. And you had also made few answers, rewritten the answers and sent it to us. So that was, I was very sure you're going to clear, and it's good that you have not only cleared the executive, but finished professional now. So next, I'd like to ask a few things where you can answer in one word or one sentence.
Sure.
What was your favorite subject in executive?
In executive, it was company law.
Okay. So after Har Ke Jitna, company law, first you faced the failure, then you cleared.
Yeah, definitely.
And in professional, which was the subject you liked?
In professional, in group 1, it was drafting and governance. In group 2, it was CRVI and RCDNR. And in group 3 MCS, I've always liked law-oriented subjects and theory subjects.
Good. What was your favorite time to study during your entire journey?
Earlier, actually, I used to study in the night, like late night. But later on, I realized that health-wise and everything, that is not working. Then I, like just a month before exam, I used to study for entire day. I'm not a morning person, but I used to schedule my day in such a way that it would start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and by 12 o'clock at night, it used to end. That is how I used to plan.
So, were you somebody who would like to make timetable and stick to it, or you'll go with the flow? What was your style?
Actually, I never made a pen. I never took a pen, paper, and wrote down my timetable. But I always used to have in mind. I used to plan a lot. Like, this is what I'm going to study, or this is, or even if I took a break, I always used to have in my mind, okay, at this point I'll end my break, and this is the thing that I'm going to study next. I never made a structure timetable, but I like to plan.
Okay. What was your best strategy which made you clear the exams?
Best strategy, I would say, is to understand the strategy for each subject.
Nice. Very nice. And who was your biggest support in your entire journey?
Biggest support, actually, everyone has been contributing a lot.
Okay.
My family, seniors, Ekcel Academy faculty, everyone.
So you like theory, law subjects, or practical?
Theory, law subjects.
Great. So last thing is, what do you think is the one thing which you would have missed out if you had not encountered with Excel?
One thing that I would say is, otherwise I might have cleared the exam, but one important element that I understood is excellence, like being a good company secretary, not just clearing the exams, or developing a really good interest or passion for the course. Otherwise also I would have cleared, but it would have been a journey full of hurdles, because you had the right approach, how to approach the subject. Like, then that would have been a far longer journey, I guess, with more attempts.
Correct. Exactly. So now that you're finished CS, you finished your training, everything is done.
Yeah.
What are your future plans and how do you see the future?
I have always been inclined towards practice. Actually, I had thoughts about completing LLB as well, like going for LLB first and then figuring out. But what I've realized is practice has a really good scope, and the early you start in life, you have good opportunities. So I'm thinking of practice for now.
Okay, wonderful. Great. Now that you have completed, and we really wish you best for the practice, what are your suggestions for some of the students? Because many people, say as a teacher or as Excel, we can tell, many students have a very negative approach, like there's no scope in CS, I don't want to do. They have all these kind of thoughts. Now that you have finished the entire journey, what is your message to all of them?
That I would say, that is just not possible, not having a good scope, because I'm living in a small town. I have completed my entire CS course by staying in my town itself. But what I'm seeing is, in such a small town where industry is not that developed, but still we have really good scope, or there are people of small businesses also, they are willing to venture into startups, or they are asking for so many things, for innovative things, and they really need legal support. If that is the case in a small town, the rest of India is like an ocean.
I think you have told it really well. Amazing. I definitely did not expect this kind of an answer. It was really good for everyone watching it. Many people say we are from small towns. See, especially now, town doesn't matter. With the age of internet, thanks to Reliance Jio, they changed the entire India. Wherever you are, if you have the skill, if you have the talent, you will be able to do well. Town or city or background, nothing matters. And I think that Anuja has summed it up really well. So Anuja, thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you
we are very happy because we have seen you right from executive. It's a lot of joy to see somebody right from executive then in professional, to finally clear the CS. So congratulations, all the best to your.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So that was Anuja. Please share her story, share this video with many more people, and that will inspire many people to finish. Whether you're from a small town, big town, it doesn't matter. It is the hard work, like Anuja has shared with us. And subscribe to this channel. And for more such success stories, make sure that you like this video and press that bell notification. And I will see you in the next success story. All the best.